I come from Buffalo, the Queen City of New York State, a place that is deeply rooted in its culinary traditions. Not just chicken wings, we don't call them buffalo wings, by the way, but also beef on weck, sponge candy, a stinger sub. Look them up, they're all delicious. So I understand and feel a kindred spirit to Plattsburgh, which is celebrating its culinary masterpiece this weekend. A hot dog with a meat sauce, with or without onions, that is. Previewing Michigan Fest on today's Story of the Day.
Support for Story of the Day comes from the Wild Center in Tupper Lake, dedicated to strengthening visitors' connections to the natural world. More at wildcenter.org.
Hey, I'm David Sommerstein. It's Friday, August 1st, Jerry Garcia's birthday. Never forget. First up, road builders and public transit advocates are facing off over what to put in New York State's new transportation master plan. That's an obscure but important planning document which will set priorities for statewide transportation policy through 2050. Those include planning for climate change, population shifts, and new technology. Jimmy Vielkind reports for the New York Public News Network.
Transit and environmental groups say the state should set an explicit goal of reducing driving. They're pushing for that to be part of the state's transportation master plan. Danny Perlstein is a spokesperson for New Yorkers for Transportation Equity.
Instead, it's an everything bagel approach that includes the highway widenings that are squandering billions of dollars and dividing our communities.
Contractors say that doesn't make sense. Mike Elmendorf of the Associated General Contractors says outside the MTA service region, people rely on cars, and they need good roads.
That is just the reality of how most folks across the rest of the state travel.
A state DOT official says the plan looks at all modes of transportation. In Albany, I'm Jimmy Vielkind for the New York Public News Network.
New York's Attorney General brought some star power to a fundraiser for Democrats in the Thousand Islands Wednesday night. According to WWNY-TV, Letitia James was a special guest at the Jefferson County Democratic Committee dinner at the Clayton Opera House. James talked about immigration issues and referenced the community-wide protest against the detention of a woman and her children during a dairy farm raid in Sackett's Harbor back in April. James has been one of the most high-profile officials fighting President Donald Trump's actions as president since he took office for a second term. County Democratic Chair Corey DeSillis told WWNY the event was the committee's most successful ever, raising more than $30,000. Cascade Pass will be a little slower going in the coming weeks. That's the scenic stretch of Route 73 and the most direct path between Lake Placid and Keene. The State Department of Transportation is planning to resurface two sections of Route 73 between August 11th and September 5th. That's going to reduce the road to one lane of alternating traffic on weekdays between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. That stretch of Route 73 is a busy one for locals and tourists. The trailheads for several popular high peaks are located on it. A spokesperson for the DOT said that motorists and cyclists should anticipate delays and build in extra travel time. In Chicago, it's deep dish pizza. In Philadelphia, it's the cheesesteak. In Plattsburgh and the surrounding areas, it's the Michigan hot dog. Town Supervisor Michael Cashman says the iconic dish was first introduced to the area about 100 years ago.
In its most simplest form, it is typically a split top hot dog bun with, hot dog in it with a meat sauce on it. And those meat sauces can be everything from sweet to something with a little kick in it. And it really is a North Country delicacy.
For the last 5 years, Plattsburgh has celebrated the Michigan each July. Michigan Month includes a T-shirt design contest and a passport program to encourage people to visit local Michigan restaurants. This year, they're scaling things up with the inaugural Michigan Fest at the Clinton County Fairgrounds tomorrow. Cashman told Champlain Valley reporter Kara Chapman about how the idea came about and what people can expect.
What we're kind of telling people is that we're keeping the fun rolling because it's going to be a bonanza and it's the mustard event of the year. And that'll be the last of the puns that I put out there. But really, the idea is that the last couple of years, we felt like we wanted to have kind of this capping event. And it's always been my dream that a festival could be developed around the Michigan. Some places have garlic festivals, and some people have, the tulip festival and, all these different things. I felt as though the Michigan specifically could be something that would bring people together locally and from out of town. And on August 2nd, we're going to have our inaugural Michigan Fest.
Mm-hmm. And it's taking place at the Clinton County Fairgrounds. Can you tell me about some of the activities? Like, what can people expect on that day?
I want people to come with an open mind and an empty stomach because, there's really some great activities going on. We have a number of food trucks that are going to be there, so you can get, those Michigans and other foods. And then there's going to be a maker's market, which is kind of a little bit like a craft fair. Then there's going to be like a beer garden. There's also going to be a section called Veterans Lane where we're going to have some different veterans groups there. But what is really important is the funds that are going to be raised for Michigan Fest is going to support the Battlefield Memorial Gateway Project, which is our veterans park right down on Lake Champlain. And then as the day continues on, there's going to be some kids' activities, there's going to be some music, and the capstone is going to be Annie in the Water. A great band is going to be playing in the evening, and then there's also going to be fireworks. To me, that's a festival.
Mm-hmm. And for the perhaps Michigan novices who find themselves, going to the festival, there's some important lingo, I think, that we need to talk about. So can you explain what the words with, without, and buried mean when we're talking about Michigans, like when you're ordering a Michigan?
Yeah, so the simplest version of it is most people have it with onions. Without is, without onions. And there's a couple different places that you can have those onions. Most people will have them called buried, and that means that the onions go either underneath the hot dog, so it's deeper down in the bun, or more traditionally just underneath the Michigan sauce. And the reason that is so you don't lose your onions, and never ketchup on a Michigan.
Agreed. Michael, why does the Michigan deserve a festival?
I think the Michigan deserves a festival because not only do our local businesses produce opportunities, to bring people together, it's one of those items that almost every family has their own recipe. So it's something that just kind of binds us together. And festivals do just that. It's an opportunity for us to come together as a community to celebrate our regional pride. I can tell you that we've been getting expressions of interest as far away as Syracuse and Massachusetts, the Capital District area. So this isn't just going to be an event for people of the North Country. It's going to be for an opportunity for us to introduce or reintroduce the North Country to people as well.
That was Plattsburgh Town Supervisor Michael Cashman. He spoke with Kara Chapman about tomorrow's inaugural Michigan Fest. The event begins at noon at the Clinton County Fairgrounds, and it'll conclude with fireworks at 9:30. Admission is $10 per vehicle. We're nearing the end of a week that's crucial to North Country Public Radio. We're asking you to help dig us out of a serious financial hole, not of our making. Congress clawed back $670,000 in federal funds that was already set for us. So it's going to take all of us donating a bit more to climb that mountain. Not a ton, but everybody a little bit extra. This path will lead our local journalism to sustainability, but it's not going to be easy. Please, if you haven't yet this week, increase your monthly donation, make an extra gift, or give for the first time today before the week is out. You're a public radio hero. Give right now at ncpr.org/give. That's ncpr.org/give. It'll just take a minute. Thank you so much. Music today by I Am Snow Angel of Lake Placid and Ursa in the Major Key of Plattsburgh. Have a great weekend. I'm David Summerstein, North Country Public Radio.